All right, we have it right here. This is the Dark Matter Sentry streaming microphone. This is a multi-pattern microphone that allows you to get a podcast like this, or to set it up so if you're interviewing somebody on the other side of the table, you can pick up their voice off the same microphone. If you're playing in a band, you can get the sound from everybody around here. Let's go ahead and get this open. Let's see what we got here. All right, got a little bit of foam here. Inside, we've got some instructions. We've got the tripod, nice sturdy metal tripod right there. This looks like a cap for the microphone if you're not using the microphone stand. We've got a USB-C to A cable, and then the microphone itself. Let's take a look at this microphone now. Pull that out right there. It's a very basic microphone. Of course, it's a side addressed microphone, so you don't speak from the top, you speak from the side. We got two dials here. The top one is the gain on the microphone, and the second one is the headphone gain. Headphone jack, of course, right down there. On the bottom, we have the mount, of course, for this or for a microphone stand, if you want to put it on there. We do have looks like the LED light button, so if you want to turn on and off the LEDs, you can do that. And then, of course, the USB-C right there. On the top, this is where the mode is. And it looks like we have some LEDs that'll shine up that'll tell you which mode you are in. I don't see any place to put a windscreen or a pop filter or anything like that, but it does look like it's got its own pop filter. And if we were to open it up, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of foam right underneath this grill right here. We'll go ahead and put this on its stand. It's interesting. So let's show you the stand here really quick. The stand has three legs, and then one leg actually has a screw on it. So you can raise and lower, so you can tilt this at an axis. But this is all metal. We got rubber feet on there, so it doesn't transfer too much from the table. But if you do have it set on the table, you will have to be a little concerned on that. So we'll set that down there like that. And you can see that right there. So let's go ahead and put this together. There we go. Of course, we'll set this down to see how this looks. That third leg, that adjustable leg, is right here. And what you probably will want to do is, if you have this all the way down, just loosen it, and there we go. Then you'll probably want to match the microphone with that angle right there. And once again, you could probably put this onto a regular microphone stand if this is too low. Let's go ahead and plug in the USB cable. As you can see, it lit up pretty quick. We hit this button. Okay, we press this button. We've got blue, we've got green, we have a purple, that is a yellow, and that is a white, and then blue. And I'm not sure if we hold it down. Yes, it will turn off the LEDs if we hold it down and then turn it back on. As you can see on the top, there's the light, and as we press that button, that changes the color as well. We do have the 4 modes, and I thought that it would actually show you these modes. If we press the mode button, as you can see, this lights up. We're going to start here. This is what's called the cardioid pattern. You'll have to talk right in the front here. If you try to talk at the back, you will hear nothing, and we'll test that out as we go. Next up, we have the bidirectional pattern. We have another mode, and that's this one. It's called the stereo mode. And with the stereo mode, if you start talking on this side, it'll be on the right side. If you start talking on this side, it'll be on the left side. And then finally, this mode is called the Omni-Directional Mode, which is perfect if you got your band just hovered around the microphone. Wherever you are talking, they will hear you. So that's what we're going to test right now as we go. We're not putting any type of processing on or anything like that. I'm just going straight from the computer. There's no software that comes with this. So it just plugs right in. You do have the gain button in the front. If you want to change the volume, you can definitely do that. So what we have right now, we're set in the cardioid mode. So if I was to take this microphone, and once again, it's going in here. So if I was to turn this microphone around, you're going to hear less of me as I go. And then, of course, when I come back, you're going to hear a little bit more of me. We do have the gain set up, so I'm going to bring that down just a little bit so you can see Now we've got the gain all the way down to 0. Let's bring, this is going to be the harsh one. Let's bring it all the way up here. So now we've got the gain at about 100%. So I'm going to bring this dial right back here, and I'm even going to turn on the LED lights because it's kind of cool, like the green. So this is the cardioid pattern. Let's move on to the bi-directional pattern. This is where you can hear stuff in the front and in the back of the microphone. So if I was to turn this around, you could hear me right here as well as if you do right here. But from the sides, you probably won't hear me as well. Next up, we have stereo mode. Now, stereo mode, if I move this way, you're going to hear me on one side. If I move over here, you're going to hear me on another side, on the other side. That's the whole idea of stereo mode. And then finally, we have omnidirectional mode. This is no matter how I talk into the microphone, you should be able to hear me and what I have to say. So that is what it is. Hopefully I'm not getting too much handle noise, but you don't normally touch this microphone as you go. So we'll leave it like that. So those are the 4 modes that you have with this microphone. Most of the time, if you're just doing a podcast, this is the perfect mode to do, because if you've got something going on behind you, maybe a heater running or something like that, it's not going to pick that up as much. This is where I would have the microphone, and I would always have it on the corner of my mouth. So I just need to turn this just a little bit to make this work. Once again, we're on the cardioid pattern here. So, and the gain's at about 50%. So I could probably just turn it down a little bit. It's probably going to get a whole bunch of noise from the table, so we're not going to touch that too much. And you probably don't want to press any of the buttons or move any dials unless you absolutely have to. So this is the cardioid pattern. So if I move over here, you're going to hear a lot less of me. Switch modes. This, once again, is the bidirectional, which means that if I go to the other side of the microphone, you will be able to hear me just as much as if I come to this side of the microphone. Then we have stereo mode. So if I'm going on the right side or if I'm going on the left side, it's still front facing. And then finally, this is omnidirectional. So no matter where I talk on this microphone, you're going to hear me pretty well. I'll just use one of my original songs, and let's play a little guitar. The party is kicking and I am too, though I'm getting older every day. So now we're going to go into duo mode. Oops, that's duo mode. The party is kicking and I am too, though I'm getting older every day. Let's move on to stereo mode. And I'm going to reposition the microphone a little bit because I want to be on one side and the guitar is going to be more on the other side. The party is kicking and I am too, I'm getting older every day. This is all around. Let's do it one more time. The party is kicking and I am too, I'm getting older every day. The days of youth that I once knew, I pass on to the next party. There we go. Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine. Take a magazine, put in your geek, and you got me. Got a lot more great videos coming up, so go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell notification so you know when the next video comes out. Until next time, you guys geek out and stream on.